How have you all been? Have you all been? It's been a while. I've come to stream. But yeah, we're back active, guys. I had a lot of stressful days. I had a stressful day, man, a stressful week, a stressful month. Yeah, by the way, happy new month to all my chatters and all my fans watching me. Hope August is gonna be a good day, it's gonna be a great month for all of us, and yeah, by God's grace, would all succeed in our endeavors. Amen. So yeah, so you guys should tell me now. Last month, how was it? Hope last month was a good month for you guys, man. For me, it was a cool, chill month. It was chill month. I was just there running my little things up and down and going to for internship. And yeah, I was learning a code, chat, but that's topic for another day. So yeah, today's stream is gonna be about normal talk conversations. I'll talk with you guys. I know the last stream I did like this was about faith. I talked about faith. And yeah, thank you all for participating, for the likes, for the shares, and all of you that asked questions. I really appreciate all my chat. And some of you asked some questions which I have here. Um, so most of you were kind of sending the same thing. I know I was able to reply some of you on the chat, but I also said I'll come live to tell you guys about it, or to talk to you guys about the questions some of you asked. That was like the, let me say, important ones too. Because some of you are asking stupid questions. Come on. Well, actually, there's no question that is stupid, but still, like, if you get what I mean. So yeah, based on my, because the questions were too much, like there were plenty, so I had to just like break it down a bit. Wait, hold on, let me see if I had to break down some of you guys' questions though into like four. So I'm going to just be replying four questions. Yeah, I'm only gonna reply four questions. Yeah, for active. So yeah, the first question is how do I keep my faith when nothing is working? I'm sure I answered that question, or I talked about that earlier during that first stream, but I'm going to answer it again for people that did not understand. And can I have faith and still feel afraid? Yeah, I remember there was someone that asked me about this question too. Then what should I do when I pray and don't see answers? That's a very good question. That's a very good question. So the fourth question and last question is, how do I know when God is speaking to me? Hmm. Also that's too. So those are the four questions I was able to like gather from everyone that asked, and I'm going to be answering those questions. And yeah, the first question: how do I keep my faith when nothing is working? Firstly, keeping faith doesn't mean you are pretending every time, like, oh, maybe you pray, not even you pray, maybe you see maybe there's a problem in front, maybe you're on a journey and there's a problem in front, but um based on you are believing that God is going to help you, because the Bible says heaven help those who help themselves. So if you see a problem in front, you don't just rush into that kind of problem because you are having faith. Come on, you will die, they will kill you, or something's gonna happen because there's a problem in front. So yeah, when nothing is working for you, you just have to believe. You just have to believe and continue trusting in God. Because you just keep on praying. You keep on praying and believing. Because sometimes you may feel like, is God even answering me? Like, is there God? Is really there? Does God really exist? But yes, He does. I'm telling you for a fact that He does. You just have to keep on praying, and that's not the time when you should start having doubts and jumping from one pastor or priest or religious leader to another. You actually just focus on the one and only person, that's God, that you serve, and you just continue to believe in Him. Then, can I have faith and still feel afraid? Yes, of course. Of course, you can still have faith, like crazy faith, and still feel afraid. Because even in the Bible, When God asked Abraham to leave what he is doing to go to a specific location that he has organized for him, he was afraid. Abraham was afraid. He asked God, God, okay, but let your will be done. But he was afraid, and I asked God, like, are you sure that kind of thing? That should I go there? But he believed and he knew that God is an awesome God and God will not lie to him. So he believed and kept on answering what God has for him. So yeah, what should I do when I pray and don't see any answer? You keep on praying. That's my own replies for you, bro. I think it's Chinedu that sends that question. What should I do when I pray and don't see any answers? You keep on praying over and over again. But sometimes it's not even all about praying. Sometimes you need to calm down and listen. When you pray, you need to sometimes calm down and listen. Hear what God has to, like what God is telling you or what God is trying to talk to you about. And how do I know God is speaking to me? Many Christians believe God can guide people through scripture, prayer, wisdom, conscience, trusted spiritual leaders, and circumstances. It's important to be patient and test what you believe you are hearing rather than making worse decisions. You know, as I said earlier, when you pray, sometimes you need to like calm down a bit and move back a little bit and reflect. Do you understand? You have to reflect if it's God that is speaking to you because most of the time the devil speaks to us. The devil like tells us to do some kind of thing. But I remember my spiritual leader also told me that God's voice is always the quiet one. It's always the quiet one. Whenever you pray, but funny how you may not really say is the quiet one, but it's always the right one. That's just the thing because most of the time, devil actually pushes you to like do something, do this, do this, do this, do this, do this. But God's voice comes like a little lamb, like it's always soft and eloquent. Just tell you once and he may never tell you again, or it may not speak to you again. So you will now think that oh, God doesn't exist, or am I sure that that's God's voice, or those kind of things. But trust me, in most situations, it's always God's voice. You just hear it's a calm, peaceful voice most of the time. It doesn't really shout or like say rouse things or something. So yeah, I hope I've been able to I hope I've been able to like break down and explain more of it from you guys' questions. You guys can also do your research though. I'm not saying I'm perfect, but I've tried my best to like preach a little bit. So you guys can also do your research and from others of your instructors or spiritual leaders that can help you if you need more help on or to enlighten you more. So yeah, we're going to enter today's topic. Today's topic is the power of forgiveness. That's what we're going to talk about today. The power of forgiveness, letting go without forgetting. I repeat, the power of forgiveness, letting go without forgetting. So, as the word implies, forgiveness, I'm going to explain what forgiveness is. Forgiveness is one of the hardest things to practice. Does forgiving someone mean what they do or what they did was okay? No. Or does it mean you are choosing not to let the hurt control your life? I repeat, forgiveness is one of the hardest things to practice. Does forgiving someone mean that what they did was okay? Or does it mean you are choosing not to let the hurt control your life? And when we're talking about, these are the key points I'm going to be discussing today. Why forgiveness can be difficult, the difference between forgiveness and trusting someone again, whether forgiveness means you must stay close to the person, how holding on to anger can affect us, how to forgive while still having healthy boundaries. So yeah, um, hmm. so yeah, as the first point that we're talking about is why forgiveness can be difficult. Forgiveness is very, very difficult. As you all know, forgiveness is when someone offends you, you just forgive the person, you will not have any grudge against the person. But if you notice lately, if someone offends some people, to just be like, I hate this guy, I hate this guy, I hate this guy. Like anytime you see the person, you have this anger inside you that you want to either break something or even beat the person. But that's not what God is trying to tell us. God is explaining to us that He's a very, very loving person and we should be like Him. If someone offends you, as the Bible says, they slap you on your left cheek, you turn to the right cheek, and so they will slap you also. So I know that that's not even possible. Like with the way the world is now, we can't actually stay and someone will slap you on your left. You don't like you turn your right cheek to slap like so that person will slap you. But you just be calm and try to understand where the person is coming from. Try to forgive the person. If the person steals your thing, you would have the spirit of God in you and you just maybe walk away. If there is a fight or the person is trying to fight with you, you just say no. I'm a child of God. I'm gonna walk away. And I won't let this person control me or tell me how to how to behave in certain situations. It can be very very difficult because we are humans. We're human and humans were not built to we're kind of built to have emotions and control. We want to have control over people, over power, over money and everything. So if there's a situation now between you and someone, maybe a friend or a colleague, you want to control that person. Like you would not want to allow that person to feel greater than you, which will now make you want to react or do you understand, want to make you do something that would hurt the person, which is really, really bad. The difference between forgiveness and trusting someone again. Yes, as someone used to say, you can forgive but never forget. For me, I really love that statement because people are wicked. People are very, very wicked in this life. They may do something to you and they'll say that, oh, you're forgiving them, and they want to come and do it again because they feel that, you're just a little boy. As I said earlier, people want to control you. And like, people want to control you. They don't want to show that, oh, I am bigger than you, or do you understand, I can control you. But you can forgive the person, then, like, you don't have any grudge with the person. You don't want to feel any anger from that person or to that person, but you should not forget what the person did to you. You should not forget what the person did to you because the person will always want to come back and do the same thing or even more. But based on you have already forgiven the person, you'll cut ties with the person and not have anything to do with the person again. You will move on with your life, doing your normal duties, and leave the person behind. But you should not be focused on, I will beat this person, I want to revenge on this person did this to me, this person did this to me. You should not be like that. You should just forgive the person and move on with your life, doing the normal things that you're doing. So yeah, whether forgiveness means you must stay close to the person. No, that's what I'm saying. It doesn't. Forgiveness doesn't mean you must stay close to the person and be treating the person like your brother, your sister. No. Forgiveness just means deep down in your heart, you know that okay, this person made me angry. This person made me angry, but I don't want to be angry because of this person. I don't want to have hate. I don't want to have hatred in me because of this person. So I'm going to forgive this person. I'm going to let it go. But I'm going to watch my back. That's what they call 5 and 6. Watch your six. I'm going to watch my back. If that person wants to do that same thing to me again, that's it. How holding on to anger can affect us. This I have something to say about this because something about me happened a few years back. I remember I lost some amount of something very very important to me because of anger. I was very very angry and I because of my anger I lost the thing I was meant to do. I was meant to do something and someone too. I've lost a lot of things because of anger. That's why I always try to say I want to control my anger. I have to control my anger. I have to know when to be angry, in what situations. Because it's not even only you. It could be maybe the person you are angry at also have anger issues. And because of that, person will just maybe slap you or hit you with something very hard and you could just faint or fall down and die at that situation. Your life is gone because of maybe a little accident or a little um misunderstanding between you and the person, which is it's nothing to write home about. Come on, how to forgive while still having healthy boundaries. Mm, You can forgive. That's like say giving the person space. That's how to forgive while having healthy boundaries. Because normally we are built to always control, as I said. So if you don't see the person, if you try to forget about the person, you will not have anything to be angry about. Or but in situations when the person is very close to you, or you guys are neighbors, you see the person every day, that's why it's always good to pray and ask for the spirit of patience and understanding and calmness, so that you also ask God to direct you to be calm and you know what or how to control yourself. You ask God to help you, to always give you the grace to be peaceful and calm in everything you do. Or if you see the person, you will learn how to control yourself. Yes, forgiveness does not mean approving what happened. You can forgive someone and still believe that their actions were wrong. Yes, that's what I said earlier. Forgiveness does not always mean trusting the person again. Trust may take time to rebuild. Someone can be forgiven while you still keep healthy boundaries. Imagine someone insults or disappoints you. You may forgive them, but that does not mean you pretend it never happened. You can learn from the situation, set boundaries, and still decide not to carry hatred. I'm going to ask you guys, do you think you can forgive someone and still choose not to trust them again? If you tell me your answers in the chat section and the comment section, guys. So yeah, also one thing you should take home is this: forgiveness is not weakness. You forgive someone, it doesn't mean you are weak. For me, if you even forgive someone, it means that oh, you have the strongest and you are the strongest person in the room. For someone that learns how to forgive or knows how to forgive his enemies. Forgiveness is not weakness. Sometimes people think forgiveness means they are allowing others to disrespect or hurt them. But forgiveness and boundaries can exist together. You can forgive someone and still say, I cannot allow this to happen again. Another important point is that forgiveness is different from trust. As I said earlier, you can forgive the person, but you do not trust the person again because you know what the person has done before to you. Forgiveness can be given freely, but trust may need to be rebuilt through consistent actions. If someone apologizes first but continues repeating the same behavior, you can forgive them while being careful about how much access they have to your life. You can also explain that forgiveness is sometimes a process, not a single moment. Yes, forgiveness takes time. It takes time. It takes time because for situations when someone kills or someone stabs someone very, very close to you, definitely to be like, oh, I can never forgive this person. No, he did this to me, he did that to me. But trust me, by the grace of God, you'll be able to take few years or months to forgive that person. But it's very, very possible. It's very, very possible for you to forgive that person. Some hurts are small and easier to forgive. Maybe they steal your pen, they steal your meat, they steal your money. You can easily forgive that person, or it's very, very easy. While others take time, a person may decide to forgive but still feel hurt when they remember what happened. That's why you should always try to give the person space. Because if someone offends you and you're always seeing the person every day, definitely you want to like react because you're seeing the person that did harm to you. That does not always mean they fail to forgive. Healing can take time. What forgiveness is not. Forgiveness is not approving the person's actions, forgetting the pain, or allowing repeated disrespect. I repeat, forgiveness is not approving the person's actions, forgetting the pain, or allowing repeated disrespect. If someone keeps on disrespecting you, and you're like, oh, I'm a child of God, I'll forgive you. No, no, you are not. Forgiveness is not allowing disrespect. It's a difference when the person is disrespecting you or is not, because you have to know when to forgive somebody and when not to forgive somebody. What I mean by not to forgive somebody means you have to understand that the person, if the person is disrespecting you, like not obeying you, or like answering you and all those things, you can't say you're not forgiving that person because the person is not obeying you. That's wrong. That's wrong. Forgiveness versus trust. Let me ask you guys a question. Can you forgive someone but decide not to trust them again? I know I've asked that before, but yes, also explain that the truth is usually revealed through honesty. When the person is honest with you, that's what I said earlier, the person is dishonest or disrespecting you, you should always give that person space. Give that person space. Not like you say, oh, the person is dishonest to me, but forgiving him. No. Always set boundaries. Always set boundaries. It doesn't matter if the person is disrespecting you, or the person is good to you. Always set boundaries, because there's a thin line between someone keep like, what's it called? There's a thin line between um like between always set that thin line between you and someone. So the person will always know when to get down, when the person is always being pompous or arrogant. You understand? That's like setting boundaries for people or to people around you. Does someone have to apologize before you forgive them? No, 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 no. Someone doesn't have to apologize. Someone doesn't have to apologize actually, because if you look at it well, if you are waiting for the person to apologize to you before you forgive the person, that means deep down in your heart, like deep down in your heart, you don't want to forgive that person. Actually, if you're waiting for the person to apologize, like, oh, he hasn't even told me sorry, she hasn't even told me sorry yet, so why will I forgive her? Deep down in you, you know that, oh, this person fucked up. Like, this person fucked up, he made a mistake. You forgive that person even before the person comes to apologize to you, so that you would have a peaceful mind. You have a peaceful mind, so that God will be able to dwell in that peaceful mind of yours. Because if you are keeping hatred, or if you are keeping malice with someone, and you are always like vexing, even when the person is not around, and you're saying, oh, the person has to come and apologize. If you think about it, what would you even now think that people would, like, how would you see people? What would people think about you? Yeah, that's what I want to say. What would people think about you? Because you'll be like, if this guy, if you do something to this guy, people will be like, if you do something to this guy, or more, this guy will never forgive you. You will never want to have friends. People would like to like not want to associate with you because they know that you have a bad character, or you are not the peaceful type to actually like mess with. Do you understand? So they know, like, if they come and do something with you, or maybe a business or something, and something goes wrong, you always keep malice with them. They will not want to associate with you because they know that you are not the friendly, or like the person that would what's it called? Person that would um what's it called? There's this word. Shall like be friends with people. They know that, this guy is not friendly, or he's always angry. He's just not the type to be with. So yeah, what does the Bible teach about forgiveness? Christians are encouraged to forgive because they have also received God's mercy. You know, God died on the cross. Jesus died on the cross for us, and He washed away all our sins, which is the greatest sacrifice like ever mentioned. If they tell you to die on the cross, like, yeah, even saying itself, even saying itself is making me laugh, guy. Like me, I mean, I've not gone anywhere in my life. Now want me to come and die on the cross for who? It's an act of grace. Forgiveness is an act of grace, because I know I said you need God's grace. You need God's grace to like to be able to forgive. It's not easy. It's really not easy. You need God's grace and even mercy sometimes to forgive. So yes, chats. I'm about to close the live stream, but I'm gonna leave this for you guys. So you guys should drop your questions, and maybe the next time I come live, I'm gonna answer your questions. But I'm gonna drop this for you guys. Forgiveness does not change the past, but it can change the power the past has over your heart. You can forgive, learn from what happened, and set boundaries, and still move forward with peace. So yes, Chad, this is ending of my stream, guys. So if you have any questions, please drop it in the comment sections or in the chat box, and I want to see you guys' questions. I love you all. Thank you very much, and goodbye, chat. See you guys next time.